Hello traders, Affix trader from TopInvestmentAlerts.com here today, and I want to talk to you about the stock chart for MYRY, Myriad Interactive Media Incorporated, which is an OTC QB traded stock. So the first thing I want to mention on this chart here is you'll notice that it ran up 26% today. This was on awesome news of an acquisition that'll help the company reach into Europe. They're working with new partners in Europe, and so global expansion, which is always a pretty good thing for shareholders to see. As you can see, the 26% increase in the close above the 200 MA today. Shareholders love this news. So let's talk about this chart. You can see that we have this 5-period RSI crossover the 14-period RSI back a few days ago, and that's held and maintained as the price has kind of skyrocketed. It's bringing us into the overbought category, but the 14-period RSI, which is the one that matters when you're reading overbought, oversold, for the most part, is just barely into the overbought category, and we could see this trend continue as it's showing strength still. So 5-period RSI crossed over the 14-period RSI. The fact that it's holding and still building distance is very bullish. We want to make sure that this RSI can maintain these high levels, but until it shows signs of weakness in terms of volume and overall price movement, it's nothing that I'm going to be concerned about. So I'd mentioned briefly this 200-day moving average close today. We closed just above that 200-day moving average, which is it can trigger alerts for a lot of technical traders because it does mean that there's great momentum of the stock, which can be shown by just seeing the volume and the recent price movement itself, but this can actually set off a lot of scanners and bring new eyes to the company. And this 200-day simple moving average has played a role in the stock, like holding down the stock as a resistance before, as you can see back here in February and back here in November of last year. So 200 MA break and hold, pretty crucial. We want to see this close above, or continue to close above the 200-day moving average, and we're looking great. Other things worth pointing out is that we've broken above the 13-day exponential moving average. Back here is when the breakout truly began, but the fact that it's continuing to just crush that exponential moving average is awesome. We saw the price per share tap down on the 13-day exponential moving average, which is generally a good buy point as long as it doesn't break through and crash down below that 13 EMA. So people who bought here at the 13 EMA today were very, very well rewarded, as the price ended up bouncing very nicely off of that. So 13 EMA wise, we're looking great. A lot of short-term momentum here. And again, huge accumulation because, like I said, we've got huge volume today. We've got 865,258 shares traded. The 60-period simple moving average for volume is 257,969 shares traded, so well over double the average. That's very, very good volume. The MACD crossed over bullishly also a little while back. It's holding and actually spreading away from that signal line even more. So building up big time and looking very bullish in terms of short-term momentum. The Cum Dist and OBV both pointed up in agreement. Love to see that. That means that the volume is backing up the current price move, and that's what we want to see. Also, the CMF, you'll notice here, is at 0.433, which is considered extremely bullish, as 0.2 is what we start considering bullish. So lots of retail accumulation here, as we are double the bullish zone for the CMF, the chicken money flow. The Williams %R is currently sitting in the overbought category, which is something we actually do like to see on this indicator. It's good if it oscillates up in this overbought range. So we want to see this kind of movement here. It's just oscillation up in the overbought range, and currently we're seeing that, so that's very good for short-term momentum. The ADX line is pointed up, and the plus DI line is on top of the price per share, which means that we have a bullish trend in formation, and it's currently sitting at 29.16, which is considered relevant. So we have a relevant bullish trend forming. ROC has spiked up, so tons of bullish volatility here. That's the direction the volatility is going, is very bullish, as you can see from the price per share, but also we've got all the indicators pointing that way as well. We've got a nice tricks crossover here, also great for short-term momentum. So pretty much all the short-term momentum indicators are lighting up here, showing us very bullish and really digging this chart. So in terms of support, we've got about this area here between 0150 and 0125. That could play a role in the support. And in terms of resistance, I can see this almost 0.025 area could be a potential resistance area. So we want to see that line just kind of break through, and that would be very, very bullish. If we broke through 0.025, it could easily move up much further into this 0.035 area, as you can see on the chart, would be the next resistance. So good luck trading, and thanks for watching.